NVIDIA's Jensen Huang says China will win AI race with the US. Ha! Yeah, no, this is this is like bailout shit. He's literally saying our government needs to subsidize us the same way China's government subsidizes their industries, you know? He's basically begging for a federal bailout. China will beat the US in the AI race thanks to lower energy costs and looser regulations. Well, I will say one thing. We should lower energy costs and build a fuck ton of solar and wind and bullshit all over the grid, you know? I do believe that. That's what China's doing. Yeah, we don't build new energy. We have a smaller grid than we did like 20 years ago, man. It's crazy. I think I threw this up on stream literally yesterday, but like, look at our total energy production. It's fucking nuts. Oh, that's a really artifacted. That's a very JPEG, very JPEG. Here we go. It's nuts. Our grid generation. Okay, it's not lower than it was 20 years ago. But it's like basically the same. That's insane considering the fact that we, you know, it's been 20 years. There are more people now. I know our appliances have gotten more efficient, but like there's nothing wrong with having like new renewables on the grid, you know? How is petroleum not higher? Because this is electricity generation. Petroleum isn't used for electricity generation. Not generally, at least, you know. So this is like power plants, not just like total fuel consumption. Got to upgrade the grid first, then keep feeding it. Yeah. Just grid investment is what I mean. But there's nothing wrong with doing we should, you know what? We should be on the grid producing 3 times this much energy. Just feed it all with renewables. Fuck yeah, why not? Get a bunch of American jobs building and installing solar panels everywhere, upgrade the grid so it can handle it, and just have incredibly cheap energy. Why not? Just have it all. It's not bad for the environment. Just build it all. Yeah, have it. And that way we have a massive oversupply of energy at all times. We could turn it on or off. I mean, like the eggheads who run the grid can figure out how to distribute it. But like that way it's super cheap and available. It makes everything more inexpensive and it like future-proofs the country. So maybe in the future we have like, okay, so here's an example, right? Ocean desalination. One big way of making fresh water is to literally just turn salt water into fresh water, which you can do. The problem is it takes a ton of energy, which makes it really expensive, not cost efficient. But if we had a bunch of energy on the grid, I'm not saying it has to necessarily be desalination, but couldn't that open the door up to a bunch of technologies that might not be viable unless energy was really cheap? You know? It also leaves a lot of brine left over. I'm just using it as an example. I'm just saying there might be cool ways of using that energy if we produce a bunch of it. You know? There might be technologies where it's like, in order for this technology to be viable, you know, nationwide, you would need to have like an obscene oversupply of energy. Well, we do. They just use it on AI though, haha. Well, look, buddy, the energy is getting used on AI either way. The only difference is the way we're doing things right now, it's making it much more expensive for everyone. Look, the shit-ass and shitification AI center riddled future is happening one way or another. In my future scenario, though, at least it's less cheap and we have better infrastructure. Or sorry, less expensive and we have better infrastructure. Carbon capture would become feasible? Yeah, maybe in a world where we have like a huge oversupply of energy, carbon capture technology could be slightly more doable. I don't know. I know a lot of people have an issue, like many issues with carbon capture technology, but if energy was a hell of a lot cheaper, that would certainly make it more viable. Yeah. Carbon capture will never be as efficient as just planting a forest. Then we can plant forests with all that energy. Meanwhile, Aussies? Yeah, Australia is pretty much built for solar generation. The entire center of the country is uninhabitable and very sunny. So yeah, hopefully they get on that, you know? That's how Spain's been one of the few EU countries with job growth due to everyone building solar. Makes sense. The center of Spain is also very sunny and difficult to live. Well, not difficult to live in. Isn't the center of Spain, like lots of it is kind of desert-y? It's like Southern California. It's like not... It's not like the center of Australia, which is really actually unlivable, but it's relatively arid. You know, you could build some good solar there. Hold on. Doxed. I live in Seattle. Man, look at how beautiful northwestern Washington is on maps. These are the Cascades, these mountains. I went up there recently. I went up here into the North Cascades National Park, and I got to tell you, this drive, this area, inhumanly beautiful. I don't really think that I can convey it just because I don't know what the weather's going to be like or whatever. No, this doesn't convey. This doesn't even come close to conveying it. Just a preposterously beautiful, just rolling mountains and heavy fog, and it's very nice. It's very, very nice. Is there like a lookout point? Here we go. I stood on this beach right here with my beautiful partner. It's just so gorgeous. Lake Diablo's great. Yeah, it's very, very pretty. Hold on, let me see if I can get... Is this that president? Oh, yeah. I see Bigfoot. It would be the place. It would be the place. This right here is where we got snowed out. We were heading through this part of the... I love you too. We were heading through this part. We were trying to go further in, or maybe it was like further in. I don't know. It was somewhere around here past Lake Diablo. And, or was it on this road? I don't remember exactly, but the point is we got snowed out. We changed biomes. I felt like I was in Minecraft, dude. Everything looked like really nice and sunny. I mean, no, sorry, it wasn't sunny, but it was like rainy. It was dark. It was late. But it was not at all snowing. And then in no time, it was like a fucking tundra. Heavy, multiple feet of snow. Ooh, that's pretty. Oh, wait, hold on really quickly. Can I show you guys Concrete? I went to this town called Concrete. And, wait, which of these roads do I have to follow? Okay, hold on. So I need to be here. Hold on. I'm getting to a point here, okay? Hold on. New Halem is like the non-town. Okay, this right here, this is where I went with my beautiful partner. We stopped by the side of the road, and there was a fucking this infrastructure here, this dam that was built early into the Seattle City Lights existence, and it's a station. It transfers power from the dams that run up in these mountains all the way over to Seattle. Look at all this, man. Oh, it was so pretty. And there's a garden back here because the guy who presided over its construction was really into greenery, horticulture, and the like. Alan Wake core? It really is, yeah, it really is. Phew. Oh, I can tell this is a cold day. The snow is pretty far down that mountain. Alan Wake set in Washington State. I didn't know that. I've never played an Alan Wake game. Anyway, hold on. Where's Concrete? If I keep going down this road, I should hit the town of Concrete. There it is. Okay, they had a really cute, okay, wait, can I find it just from the, can I find it just from the sky? This was so cute. Where is the, 5B's Bakery? Is this it? Is this Main Street? Really cute, like, small town, I guess this isn't a very cool snapshot of it. No, it wasn't here, hold on, that wasn't the bakery that I'm thinking of. Or is it? Concrete, Market Fresh, Pizza Station. Where's the ice cream shop? Where's the ice cream shop that I went to? Hold on, this is very important. Ice cream shop. Church. Here it is, ice cream parlor, right here. This place was really cute to stop at. They had a little theater, a little community theater. This ice cream shop right here has the booziest pecan ice cream I've ever had in my life. I had one spoonful of it and got the whiskey burn in the back of my throat. I'm being serious. I know I'm a lightweight, but this was like an actual, like a little spoonful. Like it was actually really... I think that if I'd had the whole ice cream myself and hadn't split it, I wouldn't have been able to drive afterwards. But anyway, they have this great big concrete silo, which I'm trying to see from above. I think silo part. Oh, here we go. The cement silos. See, it says welcome to Concrete on it. Ain't that cute? Portland Cement. The Portland Cement Company. They named the whole goddamn town Concrete. Also a weirdly pretty bridge over here. Vaush rural hate melts when he has a good time in a rural town. No, I mean, I like small town Americana. I like small town like this, you know, Main Street, literally Main Street in this case. The road's way the fuck too wide, but this place had a nice community feel to it. I like that. Also, look at how many cars are parked down here. That's quite a bit, considering the size of the town. A lot of them are probably people just driving through, but hey, it brings money in, you know? I think that's nice. Had a really good time here. Anyway, I'm sorry. I don't know why I did this. I think I did it to open up and look at Australia. Yep, that sure looks unlivable. What the fuck, man? We don't even, like... This looks halfway livable. The brush? This looks like North Africa to me. Am I off on that? Or like maybe West Africa? I feel like I've seen images where the grass, the like grass dirt color, it has this same kind of like really desaturated green, but really deep red. You know what I mean? Is there a part of Africa where the desert has that look to it? Same equatorial zone? With maybe if I was thinking of Botswana or Namibia. I don't know if I was though. As you can just see how red it is from the sky, you know? Or from space, not the sky. You're well past the sky at this point. Yeah, stuff like this. Look at how red that dirt is. It's crazy. Go look like at like Sydney. They're so car-centric, it's not even funny. Yeah, if you want to go to a good city in Australia, Melbourne is where it's at. Sydney, I don't think is that great. I've only been there once, but I've had friends that have been there multiple times. Sydney's not that great. Melbourne is special, though, in my opinion. That's Georgia and Alabama dirt? Really? That red? You think so? I don't think so. Because the reason it's that red is because there's iron in the dirt, right? Isn't that's what causes it? It's the same reason why Mars is red. Because iron rusts, so you get a bunch of iron oxide. Whoa. Cool. Georgia dirt can look sometimes even more red than that. Huh. Okay. This looks pretty. Go look at Red Rock in Arizona. I don't need to. I'm going to be going there soon myself. Pretty soon, I'm going to be taking a slight break from stream. Sorry. I'm going to do a Southwestern tour. I'm going to drive around with my beautiful partner. We're going to go to the Grand Canyon. We're going to go to, why am I blanking? It's the famous tall rocks. You know, the Monument Valley. Thank you. Go to Zion. We're planning on going to Zion. Yellowstone? No, that's too far north. Well, will you meet subscribers? Fuck no. I hope I see as few people out there as possible. It's just me and my beautiful partner. Is that the new Vegas place? Yes. Yes. What does it feel like to have people be parasocial in your direction? I don't really mind people doing it on stream, like in chat that much, because I can usually tell them off. Sometimes I do get emails from people who definitely overstep. Like, for instance, if I get an email and it begins with, "Hello, dear Mr. Vaush, aka the Great Koczynski Debate Destroyer," or something like that, I usually, like, I'll still read it as a politeness, but it's usually an indication of how you think about me, and it kind of frees me up from having to take it that seriously.